We're going to start learning about integers. So when we talk about integers, we want to think about our number line. Integers are numbers that are on the number line. An integer is defined as any whole number. So it does not encompass fractions or decimals, but it does encompass negative numbers. So any whole positive or negative number is considered to be an integer. So there are several things to remember. So this right here, what we've got Mr. Numberline. He's the way that we're going to be thinking about integers. So notice 0 is in the middle. 0 is in the middle because it's kind of where the balance is on the seesaw of positive numbers, which go over to the right, and negative numbers, which go over to the left. Same thing as with a normal number line. This is a normal number line. It just has negative numbers in it. Anything to the left is going to be smaller, and anything on the right is going to be getting larger. So that's going to be how we're going to order our numbers, which we're going to work on next. So there's a few key things to remember about Mr. Numberline. He has a really wide head, but please don't tease him. The reason that we say that is because number lines go on forever. So it goes on to infinity. He has lots and lots of teeth. People say they go on forever. Get it? Get it? They go on forever. Each tooth is going to be considered to be a whole number. He is happy, positive, half of the time, and unhappy or negative half of the time. He's incredibly useful in doing all kinds of math, and he's always there for you when you need him. So as we work through integers, we're going to be working on Mr. Numberline and learning about integers, operations with integers, and what's on here. So now let's move on to what is on Mr. Numberline. So here on Mr. Numberline, we have a lot of things. Looking at the 0. The 0 is what we call the origin. The origin is always at 0. It's almost like the starting place. It doesn't have a value. Then when we move over to the right-hand side, which is the number line that we're used to, we have positive whole numbers. Notice that there's not a sign in front of each of the numbers. You could put a positive sign in front, but if there's not a sign in front, you can assume it's positive. On the left-hand side of the origin, we've got negative whole numbers. They have to have a negative sign in front of them in order to tell the reader that we're working with negative numbers. So integers are negative whole numbers. And positive whole numbers. And it also encompasses the origin, or 0. Oops, O-R-I-G-I-N. Origin and O-R-I-G-I-N. The origin is 0, and it does go on forever. So even though it's not on here, 40 is an integer, and even though it's not on here, negative 100 is also an integer. So it goes on forever in both directions. Are integers the only numbers that are on Mr. Numberline, though? No, absolutely they are not. Mr. Numberline also has fractions and decimals. But we're going to work with those later. Fractions and decimals can also be positive and negative. So right here, we've got 1/2. Over here, we've got negative 2 5/10. They still exist on Mr. Numberline. They're just not considered to be integers. So today is just the first day of this unit. Make sure you complete that pre-test as well. I just want to know, what do you already know about integers?